Hi folks, JP here from the podcast. Just to let you all know that the podcast is sponsored by AB Entertainment, and the AB stands for Mr. Alec Beveridge. It's a DJ and entertainment business. Alex is on Facebook and Instagram, and you can hit him up through the WhatsApp for any bookings on 07845 746 092. And also folks, the podcast has taken on a new partner, and we're partnered by MCM Framing Services and Hoops Memorabilia. If you want any jerseys, or if you've got any memorabilia sitting around you want framed or anything looked after that way, contact John Mullaney, and you can get him at johnmullaney0971@gmail.com, or contact him on his mobile 07835 072 582. And here at the Unrestricted View, we hope you're all enjoying the content, and if you are, please like and subscribe. It's free to do so, and also share amongst your Celtic family as well. Hail, hail from all of us. Good evening and welcome along to Monday evening's huddle at the Celtic Unrestricted View. It's myself, JP, and joining me this fine evening is my good man and my right-hand man and partner in crime, Mr. Ryan Clifford. How are we, mate?
Hungover. Apart from that, I'm all right, mate. I am good, mate. Good myself, but obviously the football isn't the best for the weekend results. Saturday, we're all happy, thinking, right, let's go. And obviously, loads of things happened yesterday, mate, but we'll obviously touch on that. But overall, personally, mate, I'm good. I'm actually looking forward to getting through things tonight, because obviously, what's happened the weekend, we've all got a lot to say about what's going on, mate. So, but a defeat, as much as things happen in the game, mate, but it's a defeat and there's nothing we can change on it. But I can definitely say there's a few talking points, mate. But overall, I'm good, mate. I hope you're well as well.
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm just trying to gather my thoughts about what's next here. Kind of in a wee bit uncharted waters here. Obviously, Big McCourt's no joining us this evening, and usually he's got something entertaining for us at the start of the podcast, as you know, mate. So maybe, I don't know, Peter Grant's donated a Celtic jersey to him, or somebody's gave him something. So I feel a wee bit lost in a way there, but no, as you said, mate, lots to get through, and obviously, which was a start of a great weekend for us, and ended maybe not so great. Good for us, right enough, because we had a nice wee day out yesterday, didn't we? And it was good. So obviously, you had a nice weekend out as well. You were out on Saturday as well with your pals as well.
2-day bender, shall we call it?
And you got to meet a certain Mr. Kevin Bridges.
I did.
How did that go?
He's brand new, mate. Talking about it, he's got a pipe maze and that, mate. So fair play to him. A few.
Did you buy it or did he buy it?
I bought it, of course. He's not buying it, is he? He's not buying.
He's not a tab, mate. He's still game, is he? One of the ones.
No, but like I say, mate, he sat and spoke with a few of my pals and that, and get photos and that, and they bought it absolutely brand new, mate. You know what I mean? So, like I say, mate, cracking weekend, obviously, personally. yourself, Alan, Big Bev yesterday, and at the weekend, my other mates on Saturday. So it was good socially, but football wise, mate, I don't think it was great. But like I says, mate, it's part of football. And every weekend we're going to have a victory. As much as we're Celtic fans, mate, we've been used to win every week and stuff like that. But I think we can say that as much as we might have not been at our vintage best, I do feel there was factors in that. I know we should have probably won the game anyway and stuff, but like I said, well, obviously yourself, myself, mate, we'll touch through a lot of things that we thought went on during the game, and that did impact, in my opinion, mate, the scoreline.
Yeah, definitely. And before we go any further, I want to say a warm welcome to everybody that's sitting down and tuning into just now as well. I hope everybody here's had a lovely weekend also.
Yep.
And whatever you got up to. I know the football, as Ryan says, he always likes to remind us, or if you get us a keyword done in the football. Same way as he keeps bringing up the 10 season, but we'll not go there. But he always seems to remind us somehow that it kind of keeps us on my toes, I suppose. But I hope everybody did have a pleasant weekend. Starting off with Plunge, Ethan boys here, well, good and bad weekend. I don't know who he's been in there, if it was himself or I had a great weekend. I don't know about anybody else, but as I say, I don't know who he's meaning. John Wilson, lose not loose. Yeah, John, I know the football monitoring board has updated me there, mate. There's been a wee bit of an admin error tonight, but we will rectify that. But
So,
cheers, John. Cheers for being on. Cheers for being on the ball, mate. I just wish John Beaton was on the ball as much as you were yesterday, pal.
That's
But we'll get there.
that's a vodka talk, right?
Aye, definitely, aye. Even guys, perhaps they meant they were let loose, John. Yeah, well, we certainly were yesterday, that's for sure, Andy. But thanks again for your comment, pal. Good evening, hosts in chat room. Good evening, Mark McDonald.
Mark.
Scott Hout joining us also. He says, hail. That's all you really get out of Scott. You don't really get much else out of Scott with the John Dow Thomas, and I don't know if he's ready to talk about whether they need the Champions League money or no, but that was a great thing, and that's probably why he's got that photo there as well on his profile. Graham Souness joining us this evening. Nice to see you, Souness. Evening, boys. The establishment aren't going to allow us to win the league. I don't know if you were at your meeting with Ian Durant and Alan McCoy. You're filling your head with nonsense here, but leave it to the stay off disco biscuits that John Beaton takes, mate, will you? And let's get back to positive thinking, Francis. Definitely. And James straight back in. VR's a shambles, and so the officials who operate it. It does nothing to help the assists, to help the assists and the referees who should be well qualified in doing the job they're paid to do. Well, listen, I think that's an interesting point there, Ryan. Let's kick off with that. But before we do, we'll discuss we get a penalty. And everybody to a man's thinking, right, yes, here we go, penalty. And everybody thinks it's a Stonewall penalty. I'm not so sure, mate. I've seen it back, and I'm now of the opinion that I think we got away with that. And I think in a way that justice was done slightly, if you look at the way we missed the penalty. Because it's a real soft penalty. But Adam Ida steps up to take the penalty, and we later find out that he's changed his mind at the last minute, so he says. So that's one thing you should never do when you take a penalty, Ryan. You know that yourself, mate. You were a forward, so that was a kind of midfield forward. And when I played, and you never ever change your mind last minute, mate, because you always put confusion into your concentration span. So in terms of that, mate, I really do think, he's got to lift that penalty as well. And people are saying it's a poor penalty. There's power in it. It's just hit Xander Clark's legs. But there's a massive, massive, massive thing needing to be done, mate, in terms of whether it's down to coaching or down to something, mate, because our penalties are... They're really... It's so hard to watch sometimes, mate, because you're next guy going up to a penalty now. You're not... you're not even putting your money on it, going, he's going to score this. You know, so it's kind of hard to to think otherwise. But in terms of penalty, mate, I'm not sure it's a penalty, to be honest, right?
I could see. I think it was one of the ones. If it wasn't given, you were thinking, right, okay, but it's been given, so obviously it was given. I could say it was one of the ones that if you didn't get it, then you wouldn't be years up mums about it. At the time I was screaming for it. Don't get me wrong, I was still a bit half cut for Saturday night, so I think the game with me, I was shouting for everything. But when I came back home last night and I looked at a few things, I've looked at things today, and I can see why it was given, but at the same time, I could understand Hearts can be slightly angry at it happening. But when it's given, you've got to take it. It's a terrible penalty, in my opinion. If you're going to hit down the middle, at least smash it down the middle. At least smash it up high. And that's something that we need to do is score penalties, because that could, I know it might be Looney Tunes, it might sound mad, I don't know, but in my opinion, these are small margins that could win you leagues or win you games or not win you games by scoring a penalty. In my opinion, if we score that goal, that penalty, Yangs won't get sent off. I doubt it. I don't think Yangs get sent off.
Sorry to interrupt you, Ryan. I'm just reading Chris's comment there.
Oh, brilliant,
Massive
Chris.
Congratulations to yourself, Chris, and your family, mate. I hope mum and the baby are very well, buddy. And a massive hail to you from us at the Unrestricted View too. Just for the comment, mate.
Brilliant, Chris. Like I said, that's probably the best news we've had all weekend, JP.
Yeah, definitely.
Fair play to Chris. For me, the penalty situation, the big man's probably a penalty taker now, right? Don't change it next week or the following week. Just keep him as a penalty taker. He's missed one, it's allowed. But he's not really missed a lot of penalties in his career so far when he's took them. So let him keep it. And then even if he misses the next one, let him keep it again. But
I think Thomas agrees with us there as well, Ryan, in terms of like keeping him on the penalties. I don't think he's done.
No, we can't keep changing penalty takers. Just keep a penalty taker and that's it. But something's got to be done about it. Again, I think I only took three or something myself, and I think I scored a three, but it was terrible. But in my opinion, you should be at least hitting the target with a penalty, which you did. But it's got to be better. I think if we score that, like me and Alan said before, the game on Saturday, when we be Hoffenheim on Saturday, and we did say that if we get the early goal, I think it would set us up. It'd be quiet the crowd down, and I think you would go win the game. And I still feel that. I still feel if we get the early goal after 10, 12 minutes, I think it totally sets it home for the game. And then it's an uphill task, JP, for Hearts to get back in. Similar, I didn't think it was our worst performance. I didn't think we were great. I didn't think we were absolutely rotten. There was maybe certain players have done better or certain in the games have done better. But if that red card does not happen, you've got another 80 odd minutes or so, or 75 minutes or so, way 11 men. It's no as an uphill task. Nothing each, you're still in the game fighting. The momentum can switch at any time. But as soon as you get that red card, you need to go basically 78 minutes or so, whatever it is. I can't remember does that minute sent off, but quite a lot of time in a game away from home. Doesn't matter if you're playing Partick Thistle or Aberdeen or Hearts, it's still an uphill task away from home with 10 men when the home teams get the ascendancy, especially Hearts, Tynecastle. As much as I don't feel going anywhere, but Tynecastle, when the crowd are up, that is a good place to play a football for a home team. So, in my opinion, that's a massive. It was a massive swing in events for the game. To be honest, in my opinion, JP, it totally swung the game in Hearts' favour. Yes, I get the point that we should have still had enough quality to maybe potentially go and get a goal or so. You say Hearts played well, Punch, did they?
No, they didn't.
I didn't think Hearts
they done absolutely nothing.
In my opinion, Hearts done what they had to do, and that was win the game. But they didn't have millions of chances. They didn't bombard a goal. We had wee bits of the game which they're entitled to because you're a home team, and it's going to happen. Celtic are not going to go away to Hearts and have 80% possession. That's just not going to happen. I thought Hearts done okay. I didn't think they were vintage Hearts or anything of the sort of imagination. They got the decisions and then they took advantage of the penalty and they took advantage of a goal as well. And I thought they were unlucky with the offside. It was very, very tight. So there you go, it came free. So I didn't think they were absolutely rotten, but I didn't think they were great. But for me, JP, I don't know how you feel, but the red card for me totally swings the game in Hearts' favour. For me, it's a yellow card.
Yeah, because I'm going to say, well, let's talk about that in isolation just now, right? Obviously, we've missed the penalty, so again, they've gained a bit of belief on that, and then obviously you're going on to then a situation where Cameron Carter-Vickers whips the ball bizarrely at the speed he did right into Yang's chest. Yang's then got to take a touch to try and set himself. Now, he's been in really good form the last few games. Lovely touch for his chest, by the way. He then just raises his foot, and all he's looking to do is lift the ball over Cochrane to probably try and skin him, Ryan, and go round him, right, and beat him. Now, he's already beat him for pace, and he knows he's got to beat him for pace when you look at the penalty that we get, because he gets in front of him. Plus, he gives him a starting as well to make that run. So he's already got him, but that isn't dangerous play because he's not made contact with the player. It's only dangerous play if the guy's head's there and he's kicked his head. But as I agree with Brendan Rodgers wholeheartedly, Ryan, when you stop that as a still, if you're taking that in isolation and that's what, there is no way. I mean, Don Robertson, in my opinion, gave him the right decision. He's high. His foot is high. There's no doubt. There's no getting away from that. So that's the offence itself. He's got a high foot, okay? So for me, it's a yellow card. And he done his job, Ryan. He gave him a yellow card. But then you've got the game being officiated, Ryan, off the pitch. So whatever he's getting told in his ear, it must have been along the lines of, it's malicious play, so therefore he has to be sent off. Ryan, that's Steven Spielberg stuff, mate. That is so far-fetched. Like, I'm waiting in a DeLorean coming, mate, to take us back to, that's nuts. That is mental, mate. And Celtic have done the right thing, in my opinion, in terms of coming out today and appealing that. Because we were all sitting, we were sitting saying yesterday that it's a yellow card, minimum, and that's it. But for the game to be then getting officiated off the park, mate, I don't know what John Beaton's watching. I really do. I really don't, mate.
I think you've got to be careful what you say, mate, because there could be things that you really want to say and you're not wanting to get accused of anything. So, for me, the manager has said what he said and around about the way what we're all thinking, which I'm not going to sit here and say it because I'm never going to accuse somebody of that, but that's the way the manager is putting that across, in my opinion. But he's used it in another terminology to put it out there. He's right to call him out. He shouldn't be the only manager that calls him out.
He's used a very heavy word, mate, because he used the word incompetency.
Well, but he's not lying. We've said this one. It's not just about games against us or games against them across the water. It's happening in the St Mirren game. It's happening in Aberdeen games. It's not just about us. It's the full. And we're basically questioning integrity of some of the officials. What are they doing? What are they making the decisions on? Now, see my opinion, right? If anybody can tell me differently or the different opinions or what they feel, my opinion is VAR is to help the referees get to the conclusion of what they feel right? So yes, Don Robertson, but the way it's, like I say, to me, it looks like
VAR's not a problem, man.
No, it's the people who are
operating it, mate. So, it's the guys who are in the actual.
For me, Don Robertson's on the park. He's seen it from his eyes. He's not too far away from it. He's seen it. Mm-hmm. He's thought, by his referee standards and his eyes, he's thinking that's a yellow card, right? If he flips a red card, if they're showing a red card, right?
Yeah.
He's in front of it. So he's seen it live on play, and he's thought, right, yellow card, right, play on.
Which is the right thing to do.
Right? But then somebody else is already 2 or 3 people in the gantry or wherever they are, and advance or wherever they are, talking, right, this is that, no, it's a red card, right? But I've seen the footage again, right? And for me, JP, it's still no like close up to go. He's hit him. He's not hit him. It's because the thing that I want to question on VR is right. I watched the hang on. It's actually on TikTok. I seen it right. It was Chelsea and Aston Villa. I can't remember if it was last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. And it was audio of the VAR.
Mm-hmm.
And the referee gave the foul. And I'm sure he was going to give a yellow, but he had to go to VAR to find out what they thought about it. Uh-huh. One of the referees says, "Great tackle, a wee bit kind of a bit quick and hard, but great tackle." And the other two who were in the VAR says, he's down low, it's not malicious, but he's in at a speed that could break his. So that's three guys. Two of them have said it's a further than a yellow, and one says a great tackle. So who's deciding? Is it right? Oh, two says aye and one says no. So it's a guessing game. Is it like a courtroom? If 7 out of 15 or whatever it is, it used to be.
But the most important person should be the referee.
That's what I'm saying. So who's making this decision? Is it the referee or is it? So just say yesterday, just for talks, it was John Beaton and it was whoever. Just say it was three guys in the VR room. Right, I don't know who the guys were, right? But just say it's three of them, and two of them says red card and one says yellow. Who's right and who's wrong? You go with the rule book. You don't go with who's right and who's wrong. So, in my opinion, we all said that we're watching it. I thought, Young Wolf, right, son, yellow card. That was it. Mm-hmm. I had no qualms about a yellow card and a foul. But then when you go with a red card, you're thinking, right, if that's a red card, how about the boy against Motherwell? No booting. Just about basically the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Happens at Ibrox every week. Happens at Battle.
Connor Goldson. Did Rangers not actually score a goal there? Connor Goldson had a high boot just before it.
But this is what I'm saying. Aye, there you go. But
this is what I'm saying, Ryan. Because if you're going to, that happens every single week in football, mate.
See, if they're going to be consistent, they need to be consistent on. If that's a foul, it's a foul for every single foul. If it's a handball, it's a hand. See the way, JP, I'm really glad, mate, that I'm not playing football now because I generally think that I'm probably the most laid back, relaxed guy in the world. But see, when on a football park, I was a frustrated wee man, right? I just lost the plot sometimes, right? And see, when you see decisions like that, I don't know if I could. No, I'd never be sent off, mate, when I played football. But for talking back to referees, mate, I think I would generally be so frustrated what you're watching, like every touch. Mate, I honestly think in 20 years' time, football will be a non-contact sport. It's ridiculous. You can't shoulder bar somebody anymore for strength. It's a foul. It's getting beyond a joke. And if they're going to give fouls like that for reds, like I says, nobody's right, nobody's wrong. It's all about opinions. But in my opinion, for what I feel with just playing football, it's a yellow card and you move on and you go on with the game. It's ruining the game. It's not just ruining our game, it's ruining every other team in Scotland. But I don't know what you think, mate, but for me, it's a yellow card and you play on. But for me, they need to decide who's the ref here. Is it the referee decides? Because what I liked about, I can't remember what game it was. Was it Celtic Park recently? Who was it? What game was it? Was it the Motherwell game? And the referee stuck to his decision. I can't remember who he played, but they stuck to the decision on the field. Yeah. They went to VR, and VR said, but they must have thought something else. And he thought, no, I'm sticking by it. That good. They're there to help you, to maybe help you make. They're not there to tell you what to do. You're the referee. You're on field. You decide what you feel by your qualifications or your eyesight. What's a foul, what's no, whatever else. And if you want to go with a home ball, if you follow the rules, it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. It's ridiculous, mate, and I'll let you back in.
No, well, obviously, that's a separate issue. We'll come to that in a moment. But in terms of the red card, mate, it's 15 minutes into the game, and it's,
I agree with you. It's all opinions.
VAR isn't the problem. Yeah, definitely. It's up for, it's up for debate. I think it's going to split opinions in terms of the way. But one thing you'll never get away from, in my opinion, Lee, is the folk who are officiating VAR are the problem. They are the problem, mate. It's incompetency. Brennan called it for what it was. I don't care if I get into trouble for saying this.
No, it is.
You're a guy officiating football off the field who obviously doesn't have a clue about football. He obviously doesn't know the rules of football. He doesn't know what football entails.
JP, he
Because
sits and drinks. He drinks in your rival's pub. Come on, man.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
On,
This is, by the way, I seen the day I saw that there's a supporters club with his name attached to their bus. They've got an actual bus. Something John Beaton loyal. I can't remember it's kind of long-winded, like most of them are. But like I say, it's kind of that's So that tells you everything you need to know. They're even making jokes about it. But I find it astonishing, mate, how a guy can sit.
Spot on, John.
Probably, probably never played football. I believe referees, and I've always said this, referees are angry men, mate. They're the guys that never get picked for a school team. And they're just raging. So they decided, I want to still be involved in a game. I want to, and they went and became a referee. Because somebody had to do it, I always think that referees have got this rage against players that play football because, they never got picked for the football teams that they should have. They failed in the trials and whatnot. And there's a reason, because they probably weren't that good. I'm not saying every referee is bad at football. I'm not saying that. Probably some of them are good. But to be a Premier League, title referee, have that title as a Premier League referee, in my opinion, mate, you need to bring a wee bit more to the table because you need to then know what you're categorising there. Like you says, Ryan, you've got Don Robertson giving a yellow card for that. Then Don Robertson's he's got a boss somewhere else telling him what to do. And Don Robertson then doesn't have the cojones to go, well, do you know what? I've obviously given a yellow card and I think that suffices. So it's,
It's basically, JP, do you know, I think it's basically questioning the referee's a referee.
Well, why? Because that's what I'm saying. The game is being officiated by someone else.
He's gave a foul what he thinks a yellow card, like, so if they want to maybe help him say,
I wouldn't have had any qualms with a yellow card there, Ryan, because his foot is high. Okay, your foot's high. He doesn't make contact with Cochrane's face. So therefore, his foot definitely is high. And
spot on, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is as well, Lee, how do you get people to take our football seriously when you've got officials doing what they're doing? That really changes the game at 15 minutes into the game, massively. And I know it happened against us as well. I know, was it St Mirren lad, the striker that kicked Joe Hart? Never even thought that. I thought, again, that was the exact same. I thought that was
he was just going for the ball.
Yeah, I think that was very harsh as well. But I think you've got certain referees making up rules as they go along, and the rest of them are just like the boys out of Tuna Fat, the control tower. And they're just all sellotape man and out the chairs and all that, and having games of drafts and chess and playing stupid carry-on games with spinning people's chairs and using shaving foam to do it with. It's nuts, mate. And probably John Beaton's, he's obviously been out to swelling the night before, and he's just, like, as I said, he's come in and he's probably still drunk, and I don't know what he's seen. I don't know what he thought he watched. My only explanation for that is I would have breathalyzed him after a game if it was me. I know you're laughing now, but seriously, because even watching that, if I was one of the other refs sitting in it, I'd have been like to him, what is it you're smoking on a fag break, on your tea break or whatever? Because that's really, there's a high dosage or something in that just doesn't agree with you, mate, because it's making you do Looney Tunes things, like that kind of decision making. And then you go on, and then he gives him a penalty for
what?
Mate, I don't. Again, mate, I don't know what. I don't even know what to say. I'm lost for words with that now. So, what is bars? The two of them are going for the same ball, him and Alistair Johnston. He's then barsed into by Alistair Johnson. Puts his arms out to balance himself because he doesn't know what the hell's going on. lands and the ball hits his arm. So where in that world there does John Beaton go, that's a deliberate handball, you need to give a penalty? Mate, it's absolutely fruitcake stuff, man. Like, I don't know. Honestly, I do not know what's in his drinks. But it's obviously laced with something that's no good for you, because it's making them do really silly things. And like Brendan says, mate, it's incompetency at the very minimum.
It's like I say, they've started a thing from Celtic, JP, because there's other games.
Well, put it this way, mate, they're going to get called out in this now every single time.
There's other games where, like, there you go, right? Celtic against Heart, I'm sure it was last year or was the start of this season. The one with James Forrest, stick on handball. Aye, full of him. It was honestly a stick on handball at Tynecastle with James Forrest. Clear as day. Now, that's not given as a handball, but that is. So this is what I'm saying.
Then we're told that the rules get changed after that, remember?
Aye, like, it's mad how you just change rules. Like, the rules of football are there. They've been there for years. So they just decide, you know what, we don't like that rule in there, we'll just change it. Football is moved into a situation where it's going to get no enjoyable, JP. Even with VAR and the goals, and they're checking everything, they're checking every phase of play. And I thought there was a set amount of time where you can go back and check it. Like, I thought there was a set amount of time where there should be. Why should you go to check VAR that something happened 2 minutes ago in a phase of play? There's 2 minutes before or whatever it is. It's crazy. But on that handball, we were all watching it. I couldn't believe they gave a penalty. I still can't believe they gave a penalty. What is the Davy Weir, man? He's looking away there. He's not even looking at the ball. He's trying to challenge, and Johnson's pushed him.
Is it the one with Bernabei or not? I remember the one with Bernabei at Celtic Park.
Even Shankland, Naismith, even Chris Boyd, who we all know isn't a fan of Celtic, even he's saying it's crazy. Now, we all know, I respect Chris Boyd as a football player. What a player, goal scorer, fantastic. But we all know he's a pundit. He has his quite bad days, let's be fair to Boydie. But I'll give him his due. He was spot on what he says. Even Kenny Miller on Sky Sports today, even he says it. Even the penalty we got, harsh. He says the 3 decisions that they made were harsh. So, and that's a guy who's not a Celtic fan. I know he's played with Celtic, but yeah, they're putting themselves for a lot of flack, JP, because they're getting decisions, not just for Celtic, not just for them across the water, for other teams as well, that are wrong, but in other games, they're getting them. So, to me, it's incompetence. It's they're clearly no good enough at their job, or they need more, or they're generally just guessing at things now. Because how many horn balls does Connor Goldson need to give before he gets a horn ball? Right? If the horn ball.
Oh no, I'm of the belief, mate, that they play with 2 goalkeepers.
You get the one last week with Yang. Don't get me wrong, right? See about 10 years ago, JP, right? See that one with Yang last week against Motherwell. It's no a horn ball. The guy's about 3 yards away from him. He's trying to block it, and it's hot his horn, right? But these days, it's a penalty. But how's that not a penalty, yellow card? But yet, or a penalty, sorry, because I did this double jeopardy stuff now. So it's a penalty. But how's then that not a penalty? But that is when that shot's potentially going in the net, or it could come out the goalkeeper saves and you got a tap in. That's gone neighbour. That's going in the box when there was about 3 or 4 guys that made it clear it. For me, it's lunatic. For me, it's crazy. And I don't really want to say that word, but that's what I want to say. It is clear incompetence, and it's guessing. They're totally guessing. And
you're
for
not,
me,
listen, you're not going to get any bother for saying the word incompetence, because that's exactly what it is.
The manager's spot on, right? But I do agree with you, Len, right? The fact that Rodgers is called out beaten, right? He's probably going to get a ban, right? He'll get some ban because he's mentioned his name. I think if he just said he didn't agree with this and agree with that, and it's terrible, potentially.
No, I think he's used it in a context, Ryan, where he's done it in a way where he's actually no.
I do agree with Neil Henry in terms of because he's mentioned his name, he'll get done for it. He'll get a ban.
Because that's who was sitting in a VAR room, though. So he's describing it.
I get what Neil Henry's saying. No, he's right. Rodgers, listen, the club need to go back them now. The club need to come out and say something about the
Well,
referees.
they
It's not
have,
just
haven't they?
no,
They've
but
put an appeal straight away for.
so it's all right for them to come out with statements and no wanting Willie Collum to referee games, but that's fine. But then as soon as Celtic say it's Celtic it's a, listen, football doesn't work like that.
Celtic haven't. There's only one team in this country so far who's asked for the VAR audio.
No, I would actually like to know what was said. What was said in that.
So would that, just for my own sanity, I would love to know what
I don't know what you feel, JP. I don't know anybody else who's watching the night feels, right, but I don't know how they would go about it. But surely there should be some sort of transparency. Either the sidelines or somebody should know what they're saying, because it happens in rugby. You hear it done maybe a few days later, maybe eventually down south. They put it on.
Over in America, I think it's America or Australia. It's one of the two.
I'm sure it's Australia. I'm sure it is.
45 minutes after a soccer match is what they would call it. 45 minutes after that, the referee audio VAR, whatever decisions were made in that game, the full audio is uploaded onto the YouTube.
Right. So, listen. They've set themselves up for a lot of flack at people because they keep making their decisions, and not just all games and aim across the water. It's just the full of Scottish football. Some games we've seen it at St Mirren, Aberdeen games, and some of the decisions. Like, I know I'm not a referee, JP, and I know it probably will be hard, right, to keep up and try. I get that, but see when you're looking at
I think that's a great point, Thomas. I really do.
No,
if they can't use it.
It's a brilliant shout, but like I say, as much as people can say we didn't play well, or listen, I do agree there was certain players could have played a lot better, but see when you go into 10 men, your game plan squashed. It totally messed up your full game plan. Instead of going down, all right, Arthur.
I'm not sure what Arthur's meaning there, right enough, but
all right, mate. Thanks for joining.
Cheers for viewing us, mate.
But I do, like I say, I will. For me, I did say to you watching the game after the second goal. I know he's done okay this season, mate, but Liam Scales cannot play another game for us, mate. He's killing us, in my opinion. He's absolutely killing us. It's 3 or 4 games now recently. Pushed off the ball and making these silly mistakes, and it's just unlucky for him that his mistakes are causing us to get potential goals, potential chances, and the one for the second goal, before the goal, he's got to be stronger, man. You're a big centre back. You need to be stronger. You need to go and win that header. It's like he's just up to try and make his presence feel. Get up and win it. And then after it and same as Motherwell last week, 3 or 4 guys running one player, and it's not happened. It's the same mistakes defensively seem to be happening again. I know he's done well, JP, but we cannot play to go and potentially win league titles. In my opinion, with Liam Scales, he's going to lose his games, and he could potentially lose league titles. I'm not just putting it on him, but we need. I actually think Stephen Welsh is better than him. I'd rather play Welsh than Scales. There you go. Ideally, I'd like Ladler Bielka because I've paid the money on him, and I don't feel he's any worse than what we've got. But for whatever reason, as I spoke about, the manager, for whatever reason, decides he's not good enough. I didn't think Greg Taylor was brilliant either. But again, I'm not going to sit here and go through every single player because the be-all and end-all is the 10 men killed us. Absolutely killed the team. It killed the momentum. And nobody can, in my opinion, nobody can really question the manager because what's the manager meant today when you're down to 10 men? There's only so many players you can put in the park.
Well, that's it. There's only so much tactical tweaks you can try and make. And he did. Listen, see, to be fair, Ryan,
he tried it.
Out of the 2 goalkeepers, mate, like, Clark was the busiest of the both, if you look at the game over a piece. As much as they scored 2 goals, but Clark made more saves in the game than Joe Hart had to make.
It's just it's frustrating, mate, because of what's happened. And like I says, see if we beat Tynecastle and we get beat 1-0 or whatever, and we were absolutely deplorable. We were shocking. Then I've go, do you know what? Fair play, Hearts, fair play. There was no VRs, there was no red cards, there was no contending decisions. He beat us absolutely fair and square. Well, they still beat us fair and square, but you know what I mean? There was nothing that impacted the game. For me, JP, if I wasn't a Celtic fan, right, see football these days, mate, it's hard to watch sometimes because every foul is not every foul, every bit of contact is not a foul. Every handball is not a handball. Every shoulder barge is it's for me, football's I don't know what's going to be like in 10 to 15 years' time, mate, because it's generally getting any wee touch now. Like we've said to Baz, how guys like Baz and other guys who we spoke to play at a really good level and professional, it must be so hard when they're seeing it facially on the park decisions. You're like, you can't be serious. I don't know what you feel, mate, but I don't like VAR. I think it's taking the absolute love out of football. And yeah, you can question what they're doing technically, but it is the people that are working behind it. I feel it shouldn't be people that are part of that. There should be maybe other, I don't know if it's foreign referees, maybe JP need to do it, or people, I don't know. But something's got to change because it's clearly not working. Because it's not just for Celtic, it's not for just them across the water, it's for full of Scottish football in the Premier League. They're making decisions that are no red cards, they're no fouls, they're not even yellows, but yet they're gaining. Listen, we can go back all videos about their games, Aberdeen games, and they can get to us where decisions are clearly right. There you go, right. They're talking about the one on Saturday. Now, I watched, people can say what you want. I was in the house on Saturday, I watched some of the football. I watched a bit of Baz's game and I watched obviously their game, right? I watched their game. The boy McCausland shit himself to go for a tackle. The boy Casey's went right through him, got the ball. He's hurt his fall through, right? And they're all demanding red cards and whatever else. Go to Celtic Park recently, Golson. Or I think it was last year, Golson. Right through one of our players. Exact same tackle. Nothing. Nobody's moaning about, oh, why is it not red? And so you've got to take away your tinted spits. See when a foul's a foul, say it's a foul. It's a yellow red card. I try my best to be as honest, JP, but see when I see things on the park when I'm like, where are you pulling this for? And I don't really feel, mate, but Celtic have got every right to come out and say what they've done. Well, sorry, the manager. But the club need to go back them now. The club need to say, I don't want to put statements out, but they need to back the manager now because the manager is spot on. That it's not just Celtic they should be calling all this out. It should be other clubs because it just stinks, mate. It's no fair on the players either because it's killing them as well. It's killing football in my opinion. I don't know how you feel, mate, but it's just totally killing football.
I don't actually mind VAR, Ryan. It's like I said earlier on here, it's no VAR that's the issue, mate. The VAR's it's a great technology.
It's what they're doing, mate, though. Aye.
It's a technology that's been well invested in all round football. It's been brought in to help referees because of the human error. The referees only really get one real look at something. If he misses something that's really bad, then VAR is supposed to be there to assist them and say something that's clear and obvious. But I think one of the comments earlier on, there is obviously incidents and examples of VAR being abused to a higher power, and it's of the individual, in my opinion, who's sitting behind it. Like I says, you're dealing with guys who they obviously don't know about the game, mate, if they're able to make those decisions and referee. The game has been refereed now, not on the park. And that's a worry for Scottish football. It's a worry not just for Celtic or any other, it's a worry for some of the other teams as well. Because decisions that are happening, not just with Celtic, but decisions that are happening game-to-game basis are bizarre. Totally bizarre. Like, and the only decision that VAR had came to yesterday, and that was accurate in my opinion, was the offside. The one that Shanklin, when he scores, he's offside. That's the only one they got right. And that was like there was probably 4 major decisions yesterday, mate, that had to be decided upon with VAR. And only one of them was correct. That's bad, Ryan. I mean, that's That's poor. I don't really have a problem with VAR as such, mate. It's who's operating the VAR's the issue. Now, I'm not wearing this excuse anymore. It's, it's down to training issues. They've spent enough money and they've done enough rolling out training for this. It's down to the individuals, mate. It's down to who's operating it.
Just bad at our job. What's that?
Very bad at our job, mate. And we need change, and quickly. So, excuse me. Yeah, we need change, and quickly, because if we don't, then we're going to see continuing problems.
Aye, well, you're spot on, mate. Like I says, normally we sit here and go through we've got beat, so we need to go through the team and maybe all the negatives or all the chances you're missing and stuff. We could do that, JP, but the main feel is, we probably should have won the game. Yes, I get that. Granted, you're still nothing each with 10 men. You still get chances, but
I made most possession as well, didn't
aye. But see, when it doesn't matter. See, when you go into 10 men, it totally kills your flow. I know if we score the penalty, I get that, right? You should be scoring.
It was a long time we were down to 10 men for the game as well. We thought about 80 minutes.
So if you go 80 minutes with 10 men, it's always an uphill battle to go and get a victory. We were all saying as well, I would have took a draw, considering the situations we went in. If we did bring it back to 2-1 or we went to each, I would have been right, okay. We had a few chances, but I just feel it was one of the games, mate. It was just destined for us not to win. It just after that red card, I was just trying my best to be upbeat and like, only go score. Let's go. But when you just seen in the second half and decisions, you've got to feel for players as well. Not just Celtic, just players in general. They're putting their heart and soul into games. They're working hard all week.
Well, training, yeah.
They're training so hard and the tactics and shape and then games can be decided on silly decisions gave by people who might not even be footballing people. They might not even play 90 minutes in their life.
Yeah.
Which I think it's the same as a board at a company. It's Celtic, Aberdeen, whoever it is. There should be footballing people in that boardroom to make footballing decisions. So why at referees? Is it just referees? People who are no footballing people, who have maybe not played games, or ex-pros, or there should be an ex-pro or an ex-whoever in with that as well to maybe help them. Maybe they need a lot of help, but I know there's one or two ex-pros I think I think his name's Sean Murdoch. I'm sure he's a referee now. I think he was a goalkeeper with ex-Dunfermline goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think he referees in the lower league, so maybe somebody like Sean can maybe help him. I know he's maybe no refereeing, that he's maybe not the highest for Scotland, but he's played at a good level in Scotland. He's played professional. Maybe these guys can maybe help. Maybe
that's who's on it. That's who's on it, Plunge, to be fair with you, mate. That's who's actually on it. Oh, you hear a squeaky noise when you hear that radio going.
No, it's Mr. Blobby, innit? Blobby.
Mr. Blobby and Noel Edmonds, it's on the other side of it.
But I don't know what you think, mate, but I really do feel for players and manager as well. Because even
he's like Don Robertson used to do, deal or no deal. He's like deal.
Aye. Even Emma Crosswater, JP, I've watched some of the games and they've had decisions sometimes, the odd time against, I'm thinking, right, okay. That team got away with that one. But 9 times out of 10, we all know that some decisions they've got is ridiculous. But I will sit here and be fair. Like, the fellow Scottish football has to call it out because some of the decisions you've seen, mate, it's just for me, it's taking a love out of football, and you don't enjoy watching football sometimes because
the game's been taken. Anyway, mate, the game's sort of been taken away from you because it's.
You're spot on what you says in terms of the referee. The referee's getting done in a room or in a van or in a park, wherever they're doing it. It's no.
Well, the referee's not allowed to referee the game now.
He's not getting allowed.
He's got a board somewhere else telling him what to do.
Well, like we've said, right? Don Robertson gave a yellow card through his referee experience. He thought it's a yellow card, but then somebody else telling him, "No, you need to do this. You need to do this." He must be questioning himself. For me, I agree with Jerry. You can't criticise a referee. Like I say, see if you've done no good at your job, you should be told. I was actually talking to Roman today.
there's a disciplinary procedure when people are
Well,
incompetent at their job.
I was actually talking to my old man, and he was obviously he's a coach, and he plays in the lower leagues of Scotland. And he said he was talking beside the part, and there's a referee. Well, my dad thought was a fan for our team because he kept talking about referee. No, that's wrong. That's right. That's wrong. No, what you doing? It was one of the guys that go and look at them to see how they're performing.
Oh, the auditors. One of the auditors, right? Okay.
And my dad was saying that's wrong. That's not right. That's wrong. He says that guy's saying he was terrible. So it just shows you it's not just the top divisions, mate. It's all.
Send them into the VAR room for you, then.
I know it must be hard, mate. Right? I'm no referee. I want to remember referee one because I'm an abuse you get, but I just think it's crazy. I know they paid well in Scotland. I think it's £800 to £1,000 a game, roughly like that. So it's decently paid for 90 minutes of football, right? And higher says, mate, I don't know what you think, but for me, I just think it's taking. I just think for me, see, I wrote on Twitter as soon as that red card and the penalties. To me, football's finished, mate. Football's gone. The football that I'm used to seeing 10 years ago, and I totally get the health and safety aspect. There's some tackles, right? Okay, right. No, that's a red. See that tackle with Jan? See 20 years ago? Play on. On you go, play on. I mean,
that's not even a tackle. It's just
an incident in the game. But it's just the way football's gone, mate. Like,
yeah,
soft.
I know.
It's so soft. So soft.
Yeah, I know. And then there's other incidents that happened yesterday as well that's obviously been allowed to happen. And for me, there was no enough said about it. Joe Hart goes to pick up the ball on the side of the pitch, and the ball is then picked up by one of the Hearts fans, and he's scalped right in the spit of the chest just below his chin with the ball. Quite a reasonable force, no? Like, it wasn't just like tapped off of him. And Joe's laughing, but you can see he wasn't happy. But he takes no end of abuse, and you can hear all the profanities that have been shouted at him. And there's nothing said about it anywhere. There's just a video footage being uploaded to social media, but there's been nothing says about it. Yeah, it was more than one, Thomas. That is correct, mate. I actually thought I saw another item. I'm not too sure of what it was. I don't want to just make something up, but I'm pretty sure there was something else flung at him as well that never happened, but it was launched in his direction. I think it's Matt O'Reilly that's in the video with him, Ryan. It goes over to make sure he's okay and just kind of try to usher him back onto the field. But again, there's no enough being said about that, And again, the referee's got a duty of care there as well to make sure the players' safety's in mind, and and for me, Don Robertson's hiding. He's nowhere to be seen. But nothing's been said. Nothing's been said about it. And again, you probably looked at how yesterday came. John Beaton's probably sitting there saying, "No, you know what? Just leave him. Just let him deal with himself. He's a big boy. He's retiring at the end of the season, so who cares?" Well, that's the kind of blasé attitude that was it CCV, right? Okay, I stand corrected. I thought it was Matt O'Reilly. It's Cameron Carter-Vickers that goes over and makes sure he's okay. But it's astonishing, mate. It's absolutely astonishing. And there was no even any police anywhere near the team. The team, sorry, where that happened at pitch side. There's not even any police. Nothing.
What? We spoke about this all day. What in the right mind do you go to football games to even imagine throwing anything at any player? Doesn't matter if it's a sweetie.
It was launched at Shankland at the Hibs game. Was it a corkscrew or something?
Aye, that's what we even said about it. That's ridiculous. I could kill his career. I could blind him. I don't know why any football going fan will think about even taking anything or even thinking about listen, shout, I don't like you play with Celtic, boo, Joe Hart, you do head and shoulders. I have a laugh and joke, maybe say that about him. But see when you're throwing stuff at football players, doesn't matter if you play with
You just
Roma
getting a
Kroos.
few things off your chest tonight, me man. Aye.
It doesn't matter if you play with Roma Kroos or Aberdeen, St Mirren, but whoever it is, you do not throw any object at any football player. That's your job, and that's meant to be their safe place. It's the same with football fans. When we go and watch a game, we should be safe in the stands, but nothing happens to us. We should not be getting home for football games, injured or anything like that. Same with football players. I might get injured on the park for a tackle. That's fine. It's part of the game. But seeing me getting hit with things, that's for me. What adult goes to a football game thinking I'm going to take this to a football game and throw it to somebody, or I'm going to throw it.
It's bizarre.
For me, it tells you something about you and it doesn't anybody else. It tells you about society.
No,
Society's gone, mate, and they need to stamp it out if it means
Can you allow football to get you in a state that you need to think?
Don't get an eye, right?
I'm going to take this to fling it.
We all get
one of the best players for that other team.
When you see goals, but why would you pick up something and what it's?
Ryan, I've never once ever. It's never dawned on me, even in the derby games, mate. It's never dawned on me if they score against us. I've never once been like that. Right, I'm gonna chuck something at him and it just doesn't
in the house, right? See in the house, I'm watching telly, right? I might find an emote or I might find a cushion. Jesus Christ, whatever. But that's your house. That's the comfort of your house. Why would you even? This is what I don't get, mate. This is how I think it's crazy, right? You can buy a Bovril at the stadium, right? Which you can pour air people off, right? But you can't bring in an umbrella to keep you dry. But you can buy a hot Bovril, you can buy a hot tea, but yet you can't bring in a brolly to keep because you might stab somebody, mate. But you can go out there.
Hold on a minute. So it's not only the VAR that's in dispute tonight. It's the regulations of what you can take into football stadiums.
But
man's brought it up. It's in the headlines tomorrow.
Everything's mental, mate. Like how can you buy a Bovril which you can still throw at somebody or throw at somebody, but yet you can't bring in a brolly to keep you dry?
That's crazy. I know. It's bizarre. And like you said, you're allowed to buy a hot Bovril, right? You're allowed to buy a hot Bovril, but you can't buy a pint of beer.
But Kaiser, a Bovril could kill you, mate. Your face could burn you. Could burn the whole off you.
Especially if you put too much pepper in it and get to the wrong person. But a Bovril can do a lot of damage to someone if you throw a hot Bovril in someone's face, for example, or you even poured it on any part of their skin, anywhere at all. Listen, that can damage you. An umbrella, not every umbrella has a spike on the end of them, or an umbrella can keep you dry.
What does she do? It's the truth, but the Prophet, it's like, I know that might sound absolutely stupid, but I brought it up to people I know before, like, it's all right to go and sit with a hot Bovril, but you can't bring in but you still throw things. It doesn't matter, but I agree with you, JP.
No, I get the Prophet's comments here, but I actually think he's getting the programme mixed up. I remember you watching the discography of Columbo. There's been a lot of hot Bovril cases recently, so that's how he's brought that up. What's jalapenos anyway?
Those pull poke anyway.
Exactly. But no, the thing is I think you made an interesting point there with the Bovril. I think that's maybe something the Celtic catering need to look at and maybe start serving
cold Bovril.
Cold Bovril. Aye, cold Bovril and a free brolly.
Aye, a plastic one though.
A plastic one though with these spikes on the end of them. Aye, so we can't poke him in the eye.
Aye, you need to take a wee a filing nail to just make sure it's no edgy and that. You know what I mean?
It's no Eurocrash here, we're not wanting to walk up the concourse and stick a brolly up somebody's arse and open.
But I agree with you, mate, in terms of I don't know. There was for me a football players, that's their job, right, and that should be their safe place. So see if the Celtic Park now, see where I sit, right down the bottom. See as soon as the game's finished, the stewards are running on the park. They shouldn't need to do that. They shouldn't need to run the park so nobody can jump the hoardings and go and talk to a player. I don't know what's happened to society, but why would you run on the park to go and get a photo or go and Why? Look, it's nuts.
What's that? Sorry.
See,
So,
like,
say
after the
that,
game,
so if you want to jump onto the pitch to get a
no,
photo.
like, see now recently, right? I don't know if you've seen it, right? There's been the odd people who have been embarrassing and run on
It's
the
all young
park.
guys, isn't it?
Right, that's what I'm saying, right?
Normally, sometimes you see it in the European games as well, and it's a lot of
But
young boys that jump onto the
what
pitch.
comes into your head to go, I'm going to run on that park for a laugh? I don't
No,
get it.
I've got a theory, mate. Obviously, they've had Bovril pulled all of them, and they're just running because they just throws them into that much of a frenzy. But
Brian's right. Brian's nearly £7 now a pie in Bovril, mate. That's
no,
ridiculous.
it's shocking. You can buy 2 brollies for that, mate. It'll keep you and your pal
I just posted direct.
The Donny shop, as I call it. The Donny shop.
Get your umbrellas, £2 for a pound.
Get your umbrellas. Cheap on that Bovril price you're paying at the Celtic Park kiosks. But
it's not even that, Brian. Sometimes they're absolutely burnt to a crisp.
are you talking about the people running on the park?
The pies. I'll tell you what, the pies, they burn a whole lot of you.
Especially the curry ones, man.
I love stuff Emma, though.
Don't blame it on the boogie, blame it on the Bovrils, Thomas says ya.
Aye, blame it on the Bovril, aye. Need to try and mix it up and put some sort of banter on the scenario, didn't you, I suppose? Oh, man.
Aye. Need a few OnlyFans streakers. Well, you normally get them about 10:30 at night, mate. You normally just need to tune on to his YouTube channel.
If you want, Kaiser, I'll give you a free Bovril night if you want to join in, and a free...
It's not that, Brian. Just as you're saying there, mate, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, as he says, mate. Know what I mean? It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, mate. So...
As long as you like
we've started something here, by the way. There's going to be a big banner. Why hot Bovril and no umbrella?
Up in the sun, up the Daily Record tomorrow.
We'll see if we can get Rihanna's song. You can stay in an umbrella. The Celtic fans will sing it.
The back of the records, unrestricted view. No Bovrils at stadiums.
No Bovrils. Must be ice Bovril.
Aye.
Ice Bovril with straw.
An ice Bovril, aye. There you go.
Ice Bovril with straw. And a hot Lipton iced tea.
There's a wee side piece for us to start, JP.
Wee side piece.
Ice Bovrils.
Ice Bovrils, aye.
Go to Starbucks and get an ice Bovril.
We've run out of merchandise. We're going to start our own chain at Ice Bovrils. Let's see if we can get people jumping on that gravy train, may as well, we?
And you can see, just if you want to, we can even get the coat flung in a wee t-shirt with your Bovril and all.
That's it, and a free t-shirt of Winston saying, try the beefy Bovril.
The beefy
Bovril. Stop in for a beefy Bovril. Made by Big McCourt, Jakey.
and brackets, ice cold.
Steady Peter Jakey, we've got Big McCourt, Jakey with an apron on.
Alan, you humped. I seen you.
Starting with a big apron on it says, used to cook, won't cook anymore.
Alan, the Bovril's humped you, mate.
The Bovril's humped you. Put down the brolly and start cooking that Bovril.
Oh, man.
Big Alan in the kitchen like that, Jim Chimmery.
I'll tell you what, man, get us on for you, man. Do a better job, tell you, man.
Aye. Big Alan, he's a sucker for a Bobby supper, isn't he, man? But he's one of the ones. a hot and beefy Bovril bake. Made by Big Alan. Freezing cold. Queue up to 5 p.m. onwards. The bigger the queue, the more the ice cubes are bigger.
But like I said, no, but back to your point, mate, in a serious matter, you're spot on, mate, in terms of...
Beefy brew.
Aye, it's... I know we have a laugh, a joke about it all, mate, but I do think some of the things you see football games, mate, sort of throwing things and players attacked outside the park, and I just think it's... I think, see, ever since when Neil Lennon got hanged at Tynecastle, ever since then, there should have been security made sure at Tynecastle, because it's happened a few times now at Tynecastle. It's not just the once. So that's what it should be, in my opinion, bigger games against Celtic, etc. It should be, but because it's happened against Hibs, it's happened to Celtic, I think it's even happened once or twice against them across the water. So I agree with you, mate. Something's got to happen there, because as much as they might not like certain players, that should be their safe area. That's their job.
Yeah.
And they're getting abused. Aye, listen, you can maybe.
I find that astonishing, Ryan, that there's nothing been said about it. Like, I'll send you, once we come off here, mate, I'll send you the video. I don't think you've seen the video, have you?
I've seen it.
Right, you've seen it? Right, okay.
All right, Monty, how's things, mate? Hope you're well.
Monty, good evening, mate. Hope you're well, pal. Listen, I really, I find it bizarre, mate, like you've said there, like, you can back to Neil Lennon's, his actual physical attack with a fan. As I said, it's bizarre. But the way that I love the way Joe dealt with it. It could have been a lot worse, because God knows if that wasn't a ball that was flung at him, like he says, it could have been a hot ball roll tossed to him. He was closer. Ryan, I know you're going to laugh here, right, but he was close enough to the fans for something like that to have been done, you know? So, like you just says, Kaiser, you've got to take that into consideration as well. He was close enough for a ball roll to do a bit of damage. Because, like Ryan says, you're not allowed umbrellas, so it's not as if he could have got hit with one of them. But Maestro, if you're referring to the Joe Hart incident, mate, Hearts score the penalty and all the players run away to celebrate, but the ball has then been launched over to the side of the pitch just before the corner flag. And Joe Hart has to go and get the ball, because the ball boys obviously aren't going to give him it. So he walks across, but one of their fans picks the ball up off the track and launches it at Joe Hart, and it hits him round about here. And by the way, it doesn't just tap off of him. You actually hear the bounce, it bounces off him because of the microphones at the side of the pitch. And then there's another one. So they've obviously got another ball from wherever they got that, and that's launched at him as well, and that hit him in the shoulder. And then Cameron Carter-Vickers goes over to bring the big man back, because by this point, Joe, he's kind of getting himself involved, Maestro, and a wee bit of an altercation with the fan. And I think he's kind of laughing at the fan, but he's commented to the guy. But all you can hear in the video is all these profanities and all the different kind of things that you can probably just imagine, mate, what he's getting called. People telling him to F off, and which he's obviously going to do in the summer, mate, because he's retiring. So, but what we're saying is if you look at the corkscrew and the kind of incident that was done with Shankland the other night, that was highlighted. This one hasn't been. So again, for me, you can't just pick and choose what you want to highlight and what you don't, because the incidents have got to be taken in isolation, right? And there's been nothing said about the Joe Hart incident at all. But like I says also, and for yourself, Maestro, there was no Police Scotland in and around that area at all. And no stewards moved towards where the fans were, who were causing the animosity. So, yeah, I find it very bizarre. Thomas, I never actually saw that, mate. And if that is the case, mate, then that is
I've not seen that.
Unbelievable. I've not seen that, Thomas, to be fair. But if that were to be the case, I can't really imagine that's.
I can't comment on that. I can't comment on that.
To be fair, I can't comment on that. I've just seen Joe Hart being hitting with the ball.
I just feel overall, mate. I know as a piece, we should still have enough to go and beat Hearts and stuff like that. But a day over a piece, mate, I do feel that. Listen, we could sit here and say he's not good enough, or he was no good enough, or he needs to be dropped, or whatever else. The full game, like I say, I just feel the full game just wasn't going to happen for us, mate. As soon as that red card was given, it's just, I know people might say she have enough quality and stuff, but see, when you go 10 men, it's always going to be an uphill battle. So, like I say, if I think he's up with a...
That's a fair point, Thomas, to be fair. I don't think Hearts fans have started bringing Mike and Mark to the stadium. No, but I've personally never seen ball boys handing the fans the ball.
I know what we've appealed, obviously. I think if we lose that, it might get an extra game, so it might be 3 or 4 games, which it's no ideal.
You're not losing that, mate. I think Celtic.
I generally think they won't overturn that. I don't think they will.
I think they will now.
I
I think
I
that'll
don't
be
think they will.
downgraded to a yellow, mate.
It should, but I don't think they will, mate. I just think knowing them, and I just don't think they will, mate. There's been some decisions this season where they've not overturned things and they should have, and I just feel they'll not really want to look silly either. In terms of, I don't think they'll want to put the VAR team back out there again for scrutiny. They've gave it as that, and I think they'll keep it as that. I don't think they'll, because that means, in my opinion, JP, I don't know what you feel, but if they do it, they should do the right thing and downgrade it, in my opinion. But see, if they do, then that's basically saying that every one of them messed up, apart from the referee, and that's them basically saying that they're not good enough. For that game, they weren't good enough. So then again, they're putting more pressure on the referee. So I don't know. I don't think it'll go overturned. It should go overturned or it should get downgraded. But I just knowing the SFA, mate, and kind of some of the things they've done and no game people overturning things, I don't think they'll overturn it, mate. They should. But in Celtic have every right to complain and put statements out on the board. I hope the board and
I think Celtic's legal team will win about it, Ryan, as well. I think they'll be going over that with a fine-tooth comb and saying to them, right, well, you need to explain why that's a red card. It's been given a yellow card, and then you've upped it to. So therefore, they need to, in my opinion, if Celtic's legal team become present in it all, then they need to release that footage and audio to them for them to hear what exactly was being said, because like I've said, mate, and I've spoken about it tonight, it's the most bizarre conversation you're ever likely to have if he's turning around and says the only other thing he said to him is it's malicious.
You
need to send them off.
It'll be like Jack and Victor. So it's Jack and Victor still game, but tune the fat. It's Stevie, pull back. That's his VR team.
Aye.
It's a red, it's not a yellow. Oh, yeah, it's not snow. It is.
But no, he doesn't plunge. No, he doesn't. He'll miss the St Johnstone game, mate. He doesn't if it's going to stand. He doesn't miss the game, and that's a fortunate thing, mate. He can play against Livingston on Sunday, mate. Sending off the league doesn't count for the cup. It's they treat that as two separate competitions, which is a bonus. But I think we'll hear pretty soon, because normally these appeals and stuff like that, the hearings of these only take a bit of day or two now to
they
get
should,
through.
But in the odd instance, have waited a week to 10 days and stuff. So we'll see.
Well, that's fine. See, if it goes a week to 10 days, it means you
Aye.
can. But now we've appealed it, it means you would be able to play against St Johnstone.
So
until
like
a
I
decision's
said, other teams have had
other way.
other teams have had to wait a week and stuff like that before they decide. So we'll see how long this gets done.
100%. But I do think if Celtic feel that strongly against it, which they obviously have because they put a statement out to say that they're challenging it, then I would say Celtic's legal team become present then and go, right, if you want to take this much further, then we'll get involved and we'll really get to the nitty-gritty bottom of this and see where we go, because like I says, it's
fair play. I'll give you that one. That's funny.
Well, you would know about that because it's there can't have any pegs left for you, surely, man. He's been knocked down that many pegs over the years. That's done me.
Fair play, good bit of banter.
But as I say, the result yesterday, unfortunately, doesn't come at a footballing result. The game, unfortunately, is decided out with football. You can't even say, because it's. Let's be fair. I know we're just about finish, Ryan, but let's be fair. You can't even analyse it as a game and go right, because it would be unfair to do that, mate. Because for about 80 minutes plus, we were down to 10 men, so we can't even go, oh, this might have happened. But again, in saying that, mate, Sander Clark plays the game of his life.
I agree with Jerry. Jerry says he's spot on. That's what I've said. I don't think they will, because if they do overturn it, then they're basically saying that the referees are not good enough, and I don't think they'll put any more pressure on them than they should.
No, listen, that's fine. That's absolutely fine, Jerry. But it's happened before. Because I think it was Wally Collum who was involved in the games, you know, and it happened then. So it's yeah, definitely, mate. Peg more times than a whirly gig. That's spot on, Thomas. Absolutely.
That's why you don't big. That's why you don't big on.
That's why you don't stop. That's why you don't stop commenting on here, because you just get jumped on.
That's why you don't big umbrellas to football games.
No, that's why you don't do it. That's why we're trying to get the Bovril cooled down for you. It's too hot, man. It'll end up burning a hole right after you.
Oh, brilliant.
But he's been pegged more times with Big Tom Rogic and a phone box with flip flops on with a beach ball full of helium. But no, as I say, but yesterday you can't even analyse it as a football match proper, Ryan, because it you know, decisions are made in the game that's out with football, and that's miraculously changed the game. So it would be unfair for us to sit here just now and say, yeah, Celtic were excellent. Oh no, Celtic were very poor. So you can't have that sort of being taken away from us, which is bizarre because that doesn't happen very often. Unfortunately, yesterday it didn't go in our favour. But yeah, as I said, it's one of those ones, mate. And again, we need to move over now to the Scottish Cup, and like Brendan says, try and get to the semi-finals, mate.
Aye, another big game in the weekend, mate. So every game is big with Celtic, but I think to keep the season fully alive, shall we say, we don't want to go to the Scottish Cup. We want to try and win that. We want to try and win a double. We need to try and keep this winning mentality we've got in cup competitions. So, like I say, mate, again, I don't want to sit here with disrespectful Livingston. It's a kind of free hit for them as well. They're not doing well in the league. It's a different competition for them. Come to Celtic Park, just try and do what you can, try and win the game, go and express yourself. But like I say, mate, if Celtic, as a club, if we can go to Celtic Park and have the motivation against Livingston to go and shut them down and go to another semi-final, then we'll be going, right, what's happening here? So, but like I say, I'm looking for the game next week. I think we will do the business. I think we will get a semi-final, and then we'll go for there. But I did say to you, as much as I want to win a double, JP, if it means that we need to sacrifice that to make sure we go and win the league, then I think for the first time in a season, I would say, like, okay, if it means that we need to win the league, then okay. But you want to win every competition you play in. So I want us to get that, and I want us to go to the semi-final, and then we'll just go for them for Sunday.
Well, that's it, mate. Now it's about a game at a time, and as I said, this season's now probably going to be about trying to get it out of the line if possible, you know, and get the season finished with. Obviously, we've still got 2 derbies in that as well, so the season's far from over. You're probably looking at each derby now, you're looking at them as 6-pointers, really. And that'll be for both teams, mate. That'll be them across the water as much as us. So, but now it's about a game at a time, and we just need to go for there. And like I say, it's, you know, it's sort of day with, if we turn up on the day, it doesn't matter who we're playing. You know, but we stand a better chance than anybody of coming out on top because, in my opinion, Ryan, we still are the best. When we play on my day, like Wednesday night, last Wednesday night, we saw that, mate. Nobody's a match for us, mate. There's nobody a match when these lads all turn up. The problem's been this season a level of inconsistency throughout the squad. A lot of injuries and a lot of mishaps and a lot of chop and change of the team as well. But yeah, we just need to take a game at a time, mate. And the next one is Livingston, the Scottish Cup, and we need to try and get through that. And obviously, but no doubt, as the week goes on, mate, we'll get there and we'll come on to that kind of thought process. But we're a million miles away from that now, mate, as it's only the start of a new week, and we've probably still got 1 or 2 more podcasts away before we can even get to that. But yeah, it's just about a game at a time now, mate. And like I says, and we just take it as it comes, man. And here's hoping we get a bit of good news in terms of Callum McGregor's injury, because if he doesn't play in the next game or two for Celtic, we've hearing from Brendan, he's probably not going to play for Scotland now as well. And I know the Scotland games are friendlies, aren't they? So it's
Fitting as well for him as well as fitting as well. He'll be fit for Euros as well, so he'll have that in his mind as well. Like I say, even if he's only 50% fit, just don't play him. I want to play him on the weekend. I want to even try and get him in for the weekend, even for a game. See the next two league games against no one disrespectful, because you need to take every team as the best team. You need to go out and try and play your best team.
Yeah.
We should be going to Livingston at St Johnstone at home without McGregor and still win. So if it means that you need to give him a rest or mid-recovery time before we go to obviously Neighbour Close the Water, then I'd rather a fully fit McGregor ready to go. I just hope he's not going to be.
I've not seen that, mate. I've
not seen that profit.
Brendan says he sell profit. It's only short term, mate. He never says it's long term.
Unless
he's been assessed as we go. I've not seen an announcement coming for Celtic. If you've seen it on the Celtic website,
unless he's maybe just trying to give us real negative views. Worry, and he's maybe just saying, "I will get every week see how it goes," and maybe it's just no ruling him out fully. But if McGregor is out for the rest of the season, it's a massive, massive, massive blow, and it's just typical that it happens to us when we.
I've just had a wee look there as well. I've not seen that at all.
But like I says, I think you're spot on, JP. I think obviously McGregor's no injured for a long time, but I'd like to think again. You show every team respect, but if we can't go to St Johnstone and Livingston without McGregor, then you're going to be worried, because I know he's probably between him and Tati are probably your two best players. You've still got enough to come in and you've still got Holmes, you've got Awata, you've got Bernardo, you've still got guys that can come in and play. So for the two teams, so as long as he's fit for the game at Ibrox, then I'm happy with that. But that's a game he's got to play, mate. He's got to play, because I still feel if McGregor's playing and he turns up, Celtic won the game. Similar to Scott Brown. When Scott Brown turned up and won the battle in midfield, he won the game. So I'm hoping he's fit. I don't know how you feel, mate, but I'm really hoping he's fit for Ibrox, because I think he's vital, and I hope Tati can be fit as well.
Yeah, like I say, I haven't seen I haven't seen anything on the Celtic site saying that McGregor's out for the rest of the season. I think
that'd be major news anyway. That'd be
breaking news all over. It'd be breaking news even Sky just now, and that it's not in anything. So, like the manager himself confirmed it yesterday that he's just been assessed at the moment. So McGregor is still training with the team, but he's got a slight problem with his Achilles, and I think the medical team are choosing to have him to have a break at the moment just to allow this to pass. But he's been assessed. Brendan thinks it's short term, and he says at the very least it'll be until after the international break. So I don't think it's.
You probably know if he's fit for Scotland, then he's fine. Because Celtic when they let him go to Scotland if he wasn't fit.
Well, that's what Brendan says. If he doesn't play the next couple of games for Celtic before the break, then he won't be playing. He won't be playing for Scotland. So it's no, like I say, I mean something like that would be breaking news. But no, mate. Like I say, we just need to take one thing at a time, and we go over each hurdle as we go, mate. But again, mate, it's been a pleasure coming on and having a wee chat with you. Like I say, quite an eventful weekend for us, and on and off the pitch.
Yep.
And we'll next be on Wednesday with a time. We're not quite there yet, but we will let you all know via the social media and the community page on the YouTube. And but above all else, I hope you guys have had a good Monday evening. And from myself, JP, Unrestricted View, a massive hail, folks.
Hail.
Take care.
Hi folks, JP here from the podcast. Just to let you all know that the podcast is sponsored by AB Entertainment, and the AB stands for Mr. Alec Beveridge. It's a DJ and entertainment business. Alex is on Facebook and Instagram, and you can hit him up through the WhatsApp for any bookings on 07845 746 092. And also folks, the podcast has taken on a new partner, and we're partnered by MCM Framing Services and Hoops Memorabilia. If you want any jerseys, or if you've got any memorabilia sitting around you want framed or anything looked after that way, contact John Mullaney, and you can get him at johnmullaney0971@gmail.com, or contact him on his mobile 07835 072 582. And here at the Unrestricted View, we hope you're all enjoying the content, and if you are, please like and subscribe. It's free to do so, and also share amongst your Celtic family as well. Hail, hail from all of us.